Living in America as a black person, you recognize there is one set of laws for you and one set of laws for those, especially in the white community. In our book, Passive Aggressive Racism in the System of White Supremacy, I take you through times in my life when I first started noticing white supremacy. We teach you how to recognize it, identify it, and also counter it in our book. This book is a beginner's course for those that are just starting to wake up and open their eyes to see the system of white supremacy. As a black American person, you must understand this system because this system is life or death to you. How you handle it, how you deal with it, it can affect your mental health if you don't understand this system. Pick up our book, Passive Aggressive Racism and the System of White Supremacy, today on Amazon.
Everyone, it's me, Demetra Kaye of the Demetra Kaye Show here on YouTube and a proud contributor of the African Diaspora News Channel and the African Diaspora News Insider. If you could please do me a favor and subscribe to all channels and like this video, I would greatly appreciate it. So recently, the DNC chair, Jaime Harrison, sat down with the griot to try to make a case as to why black people should continue voting for the Democrats in the 2022 midterm elections. And so it was a lot of things said throughout that interview. And one of the things he talked about was the two things that they say are most important to black people. And that is the John R. Lewis Voting Rights Act and the George Floyd Justice in Policing Act. And he said this: Harrison confirmed previous reporting by the griot that Democrats are exploring ways they can break up the freedom to vote, John R. Lewis Act, and George Floyd Justice and Policing Act in order to make voting rights and policing reform a reality. But he lamented, "I wish I had the vote in the Senate, but I don't." So basically, what he's saying there is, yeah, they're trying to tweak the bills to make it more palatable to the senators and ultimately white people, because in the George Floyd bill, they want to get rid of qualified immunity, which, as it stands now, allows police officers to murder black people and other unarmed people, innocent people, wholesale without having to personally be responsible for that. And so what he's saying there is, well, and Jim Clyburn said the same thing, we may have to get rid of that right now in order to have the infrastructure bill passed. And so they're willing to say, oh, black people, they'll just continue to kill you right now and get away with it, but we'll get back to it, right? And so the other thing with the Voting Rights Act, you guys know both of those acts have basically stalled in Congress because they're saying the senators aren't on board with it. And Joe Manchin and Christian Sinema, who are Democrats, so they say, they're not willing to help get rid of the filibuster, which would allow the Democrats to just go ahead and make those acts laws. And so there's a lot going on there. So another thing he said was this in regards to the Biden administration giving funding to small black-owned businesses. So he says, we've seen the Biden administration basically saying to federal agencies that we need to change purchasing power and we have to grow our contracting with small businesses, particularly black businesses. It also says Harrison also championed the Biden administration efforts to increase funding for historically black colleges and universities. But in order for Democrats to accomplish more in Washington, Harrison argued the parties need more votes in the Senate, which means Democrats need their electorate base, black voters, to show up to the polls in November. So he's saying, listen, black people continue coming to vote for more of nothing. But this time, we want to increase our seats in the Senate so we won't have to go through all these filibusters and all of that. And so what I heard was, again, we want you to show up to help us get everybody else stuff and you absolutely nothing, right? So to me, doesn't seem like he's doing a good job of pleading his case to get black people to continue showing up to vote for nothing. Then he also said he applauded their efforts being a key word, and trying to get more funds for the HBCUs. He didn't say that they got more funds. He said that they had an effort to do it. So they tried to do it. Now, does that sound like they did anything to you guys? Doesn't sound like that to me. So he's got these little words and stuff that will really just go over I don't want to say the average person like they're stupid, but people who aren't really paying attention, those things will go over their heads and they'll say, well, he's trying. The Democrats are trying. No, they're not trying. They're lying. And so another thing he said was there's still so much more to go. But in order to get there, we also have to recognize that we need more votes. We need more votes in the United States Senate in order to get around the filibuster, which Republicans have utilized so much to block a lot of the progress that the administration and the president want to make. We cannot allow them to take control of the House and the Senate because our democracy will be threatened in the end. Okay, well, in a democracy, that means that everybody has a say-so, right? Let me ask y'all black people, have y'all had a say-so in anything that's gone on in the United States since we've gotten over here? So again, those are those key words. Democracy's in danger. Oh, black people, we ain't never had no democracy here in America. So they're just lying to try to get us to, all right, let's go to the polls. We're going to go and vote for more of nothing. There's democracy, that doesn't apply to us, okay? Because if we had a say-so, we'd also have a check via reparations. We'd also have justice bills. We'd also be protected classes of citizens, and we are not. So don't allow them to continue to trick you into going to the polls so you can vote for them, get them more of a majority so they can give majority the stuff to everybody else. All right, y'all? So be smarter than that. So anyway, for more insightful commentary, please subscribe to this channel and my channel, The Demetra Kaye Show, here on YouTube. Peace.